In breaking news tonight, stimulus checks finally land. We have the latest details as across the land, the news finally happened. Those $1,400 third stimulus checks finally started to land, and what do you need to know about that $1,400 third stimulus check landing in bank accounts this coming week? I have all the details across the land. Meantime, also happening is Wall Street will react to the news as job numbers were released on Friday and they were through the roof. The issue is how big these numbers will impact your stimulus and how it'll impact the economy going forward. I have the latest on that as well. Also hitting is the question across the board about where this fourth stimulus will land. And will that include monthly stimulus checks? I'll have all those details as well. And finally, what are the remaining provisions that we should look for as we head into a new week about the items of the fourth stimulus check and fourth stimulus package? Of all those breaking details, as a big night unfolds, around the corner and around the block, it's about to hit. Fourth stimulus, reoccurring stimulus checks, and more. It's a big evening of Evenings LALATE, and I'm so excited you're here. Happy Easter, and let's get ready to rock and roll as Evenings LALATE gets underway right now. Good evening and happy Easter. It's Sunday night here in the United States as millions of Americans await the arrival of their $1,400 third stimulus check landing in their bank account next week. Congratulations, you made it to the finish line. How are you? It's Sunday night. Have a good weekend. Ready across the Monday? Let's get ready to rock and roll. These are the breaking details. But first, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, the link's at the top of the chat and also in the pinned comment. $1,400 third stimulus checks have gone out, and they went out on Friday. As first detailed on this channel, no less than 2 weeks ago, every stimulus check wave goes out on Friday morning from Treasury, and these went out as well. On Friday morning, the U.S. Treasury sent out the current wave of stimulus checks. Third stimulus checks, $1,400, sent them out on Friday morning. And by midday Friday, they started to hit. These were the banks that released funds on Friday morning and Friday afternoon to viewers of this channel for immediate withdrawal. They are Cash App, TurboTax, H&R Block Green Emerald Card, also NetSpend, MetaBank, also Brings, and also a few other banks, including some small credit unions and Green Dot. Those funds were available by late Friday, and then we went into Saturday. Saturday morning, we knew that the next event to unfold was the updating of the IRS Check My Stimulus Check tool. And it happened. It absolutely happened. On Friday, the deposits were sent out. And on Friday night, the tool went down for the evening into the next morning. That tool provided the information across the board that would be updated for Saturday morning. And with that, away we went. The tool detailed that those checks were coming. And sure enough, those checks landed. Congratulations. Viewers of this channel started to see the IRS tool update itself on Saturday morning because of the results of the checks going out on Friday. And with that, the announcements were very loud and clear. April 7th, next coming Wednesday, deposits will be available to millions of viewers of this channel. And that was the alert they saw. $1,400 third stimulus checks with deposits available Wednesday from all the big banks, the small banks, and the debit cards. Direct Express by Comerica showed availability of $1,400 third stimulus checks to millions of viewers of this channel. That was for this coming Wednesday. Yes, $1,400. Also posting on Saturday were the big banks like Bank of America, Chase, also smaller regional banks posting the pending deposits for this coming Wednesday. And then they also posted some pending deposits for mail checks. Yes, Mail check dates were revealed on Saturday as April 9th, and those are landing as well. So congratulations, finally, Treasury got it done. And away we go. Checks are landing. These are the breaking details. The checks are landing, and the funds will be available this very coming Wednesday. If you've gone to the IRS tool and it shows no results for you, we have a couple of hacks. Yes. Margie, one of the viewers of this channel, revealed one of the hacks on Saturday's recording. If you go to the IRS tool and you type in a result and it doesn't show any information about you, go back and try it again with the address in all capital letters. When you do the address in all capital letters, away you go. Then you suddenly see a result. But if that doesn't work, don't worry, because your stimulus checks are coming next week. This includes SSI, SSDI, VA, railroad benefits, and veterans. Veterans were initially told that their checks would not be landing this coming week, but we learned that was actually untrue, as one viewer and countless others have gotten stimulus checks over the last few weeks, and others showed it pending for next week, next Wednesday, so congratulations. Now, if you're among the people that have that March 26th check date mailed, or that April 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, don't worry, because those are still landing. They're late. There have been several rounds of stimulus checks that we have seen. The first round was March 17th. The second round was March 24th. And as soon as round two's checks started to go out in the mail, March 26th, they got delayed. The good news is that they're coming. They are coming. They're coming every single day, every single mail date, and more will come next week. Meantime, those April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th checks, which are in wave 3, those checks are landing as well. So checks are landing across the country, from my home to your home, from Main Street to America. The away we go, checks are happening. And that news is a finality. Very excited for so many of you who have gone through this entire process to get these stimulus checks out the door. But the President of the United States had other messages over the weekend, and those messages included what's going on with those job numbers. If you did not hear what happened on Friday, while Wall Street was closed, Wall Street got huge job numbers, and those huge job numbers were detailed first on this channel. They hit before pre-dawn, and this is what they came in at. They were astronomical. 916,000 jobs came in from the month of March. Those numbers were higher than anyone had expected. And what happened was that the numbers showed a growth of nearly 280,000 jobs in hospitality and leisure. The President of the United States addressed the American people about the situation on Friday. Let's listen in a little bit to what he had to say.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Well, good morning. This morning we've learned that our economy created 900,000 jobs in March. It means the first 2 months of our administration has seen more new jobs created than the first 2 months in any administration in history. But we still have a long way to go to get our economy back on track after the worst economic and job crisis in nearly a century. But my message to the American people is this: help is here. Opportunity is coming. And at long last, there's hope for so many families, Credit for this progress belongs not to me, but to the American people. Hard-working women and men who have struggled through this pandemic, never given up, and are determined to get the country back on track, as well as their families.
The numbers that came in Friday were as Wall Street closed. And so tomorrow, we're going to see the impact of these job numbers on Wall Street. Will the bond market go through the roof and draw stock market numbers down? Or will they all grow up? Will they all go up through the roof? The numbers were huge. Leisure and hospitality is 280,000 jobs created in the month of March. Total number of jobs created in the month of March, 916,000, nearly 1 million jobs. Also leading the way were the numbers for construction, nearly 110,000 jobs created in the month of March for construction. It also went back and revised the numbers for the month of February, bringing them to nearly 500,000 jobs. So what was the reaction to the news? We were expecting a big number in jobs numbers for jobs report delivered in a major way, and this is the flip side of what we saw for March of last year, somewhat leaning economists when the news came out. Charlie Ripley, Vice President, Portfolio Management Alliance Investments, said today's labor numbers emphasize the strong recovery that is beginning to take shape across this country. That strong payroll numbers suggest the labor market has begun to turn around, but we still have a long way before substantial changes could be happening to full labor recovery in the economy. Let's listen in more to what the president had to say.
Children. There's nothing, I know you're tired of hearing me say this, but I mean, there's nothing the American people cannot do if we give them a chance. And the American Rescue Plan does precisely that for hard-working middle-class folks at long last.
Also making news was the impact of certain closed sectors of the economy and how they rebounded in these job numbers. Their companies and suppliers continue to struggle to meet increasing demands due to coronavirus, said ISP chairman across the board. But what's really at issue here is how Wall Street will react to the news when the markets reopen tomorrow. Here's what you need to know. There's a few things at issue. When we went into these job numbers on Friday, we were down 8 million missing jobs. We had thought it was going to take to next year to restore the jobs of this economy. And the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, your head of Treasury, Janet Yellen, your president, myself, all said that we would not see full recovery of this economy for purposes of unemployment until next year. Because we have 8 million jobs, we are only generating 300,000 new jobs a month. That would take 16 months. Well, these numbers show we're generating now 1 million jobs a month. So does that mean we would be back to normal in 8 months? Analysts on Friday said the numbers for the month of April, which we're currently in, may not be at 1 million new jobs. They may be at 2 million new jobs. If that's the case, job restoration of this economy could be back to normal in 4 months. This has everything to do when we talk about the next issue on Early Evenings LA, which is those reoccurring stimulus checks and forced stimulus. What's important to understand is the routing times to get these items to the Senate. The Senate is trying to deal with the question of monthly stimulus checks. And if those monthly stimulus checks have an issue, the issue is when it gets to a vote. 4 months out from now, so now is April, so May, June, July, August. You want that bill in the Senate before August, because if you have 8 million jobs restored by August before the bill gets to the Senate, that could be an issue. Big problem. But if the bill gets to the Senate before the 8 million jobs are corrected, you have a point. You have a possibility. The President of the United States is talking all week long and all weekend long about about that forced stimulus package. He's not mentioning reoccurring stimulus checks. What he's mentioning is infrastructure, climate, and changes. Let's listen to more what he had to say.
Well, that's long-term jobs for pipe fitters, healthcare workers, those who work in the steel factories and the cutting-edge labs as well. The new report out this week shows that nearly 90% of the infrastructure jobs created in the American Jobs Plan can be filled by people who don't have a college degree.
Here's what's important to understand, is that while the bill that is devised by the president may not have reoccurring stimulus checks in there, when the bill lands in the Senate, the senators have already vowed to modify it. No less than 21 of 50 Democrats have actually indicated that when they get the bill in the Senate, they will modify it by an amendment. This is called a vote-a-rama. The bill will go by reconciliation again. The president does not have any support from Republicans because on Friday they said they're not supporting the forced stimulus package. So when the bill lands in the Senate, it'll have to come by reconciliation. All 50 Democrats have to agree to it. And now 21 of the centralists leading Democrats in the Senate have said we are demanding reoccurring stimulus checks. What's important to understand is that reoccurring stimulus checks absolutely make sense, and they're not a particularly hard push at the moment. When you consider how much money the president himself wants to put on the table for stimulus, these reoccurring stimulus checks make sense. Let's look at the numbers. If the bill landed in the Senate by June and got passed into law, reoccurring stimulus checks from June to December at $2,000 a month would be $12,000 of stimulus checks. Yes. If it was $1,400 a month, over 6 months, that would be $8,400 of reoccurring stimulus checks. If that sounds like a big number to you, it shouldn't, because the president in secret talks, which he's admitted to since, has actually indicated he wants to pay a lot more money than even that to children. Why children? The president wants to take the child tax credit, which you know is coming into effect in July, $3,600 to $3,000, and make it a lifetime benefit so that children from newborn to 18 would get that amount every single month, $300 a month for 18 years, $65,000 a child. Well, the president's willing to do $65,000 a child over 18 years. He's certainly willing to do $8,400 an adult start for this year. What's important to understand is that when the president's bill lands in the Senate, it will get modified. And that president's bill will get that modification by an amendment during the time we call the vote-a-rama. And that vote-a-rama will not happen until the bill gets to the Senate. You want that bill in the Senate because of what Wall Street is looking at. Wall Street on Monday will look at these incredible job numbers. And with those incredible job numbers comes the incredible question, how much more stimulus does this economy need? You want the bill in the Senate before those 8 million jobs are restored. Because if those 8 million jobs are restored by August and the bill is not in the Senate, you could have an issue getting it to the finish line. I'll have more about these details as well as we continue on Evenings LALATE. A lot of other details coming up. Also coming up is what else is in the fourth stimulus package. Also, what's happening in third stimulus. Of all these details and more as we continue a big evenings broadcast. But first, here's a little bit about the community page. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Evenings LALATE. How are you? It has been a big weekend. Happy Easter. I hope you crushed don't crush the bunny. Leave the bunny alone. I hope you didn't crush the eggs either. You know, it's one of those. Nancy would not do well with these expressions for Easter. But, you know, we're ready to hop to it. And if you were at if you were at the Casino last night and you've missed any of the prior recordings today, please check them out. They are still archived on the channel. Sir Loin says hello, and he wishes you a happy Easter. But he also wants to tell you to move on over. So hope you are having a good day. If you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. But boy, wow, this is a birthday month on this channel. And so I want you to give a birthday subscribe if you've not. Remember, it's free to subscribe. It's costly to miss money. And over the next few weeks, boy, this channel is refocusing because now that you got the stimulus check, the next issue is getting under the money under the third stimulus package. I'll be covering that in a second in this video. Also, what's important to understand is that there's a lot of standalone bills and a lot of fix-it items coming from Treasury and the White House, and I'll be going over those as well. You don't want to miss any of these things because it costs you a lot of money if you do, so make sure you subscribe to this channel. Also, like the video. Hit that like button because it really helps in the algorithm ranking. You were doing a great job yesterday and we're trending #1, so keep it up, please. Also, if you're not considered becoming a member, please do, because you want to see the PDF and the documentation that gets you the money. The link is at the top of the chat and also in the pinned comment. Happening also this coming week is, of course, that third stimulus check money. There's important things to understand is that as we go into the new day, there's a lot of other money that is available for you. And some of these items from third stimulus have yet to hit. So let's go over the items in the third stimulus package that will hit in the next few days. The rent, utilities, food, and internet is going to hit. That will be dispersed at your city, county, and state. So reach out to your city, county, and state for that money. Also about to hit is, of course, the EIDL grant. The EIDL loan increase has already hit. The shuttered venue grant is now in preview, and that's not just for venues. Check that out at sba.gov. Also, the restaurant grant is about to go live. If you are a homeowner and need assistance with your home, whether it is anything from mortgages to utility bills or similar, that money is about to go live again. That is also in your city, county, and state. The money for restaurants, that money is about to go live. And of course, one of the most important things that's about to go live is that Fix-It from IRS. IRS has a lot of Fix-It in the last few days. Those Fix-Its have included the $10,200 that is now tax-free. If you filed your 2020 tax return, guess what? IRS has now revealed that they have a fix for that. A few days ago, IRS issued an advisory, and its advisory was, we're going to give you guidance on all these items. The first item that gave guidance on at the end of last week was the following. If you filed a tax return for 2020 and paid paid taxes on that unemployment, they're going to issue a refund check to you in the month of May. If you have not filed a tax return yet and had unemployment income in 2020, but did not withdraw but did not take out for taxes for it, you're in a good situation, because remember, the first $10,200 of it, if you made less than $150,000, is tax-free. If you did take out for taxes for it, wait off on filing that 2020 tax return. They're going to issue advisory about that over the next few days. They're also going to issue an advisory about if you have children and you want to claim those children so that the IRS knows they exist, so that you can get that $3,600 when it goes live in July. Remember, every child who is 5 to newborn, $300 a month. Every child 17 to 6, $250 a month. That's starting the month of July. But if IRS doesn't know about the child, how do you fix it? They're going to have that advisory for you in the next few days. There's a lot of other advisories that IRS needs to issue, and I have seen your comments. Keep them coming, because trust me, there's a lot of things they need to give clarity about, and those will hit in the next few days as well. Meantime, if you're a college student and you want that $1,700 of financial aid, reach out to your college financial aid advisor. That money is available across the board. The president signed a series of other executive orders last week. Those were the extension of the CDC eviction moratorium to September. He also extended the PPP program, which was set to expire. So that is a grant. You can go get that as well. And with that, let's cut to, now that you see the other items of third stimulus that are about to go live, let's cut to the other breaking news, which was Dr. Walensky last week confused a lot of Americans. She first said it was not safe to travel if you don't need to, even if you're vaccinated. Then she said if you are vaccinated, you could travel. In the middle of the week, she said she's gravely worried about, quote, impending doom. And then the next day, she looked cheerful. Is there a mixed message coming out from Dr. Lewinsky? Let's see what she had to say in her latest video.
It is not important for us to carefully follow. Rather, it means that we are still working to understand the variant, gather data on it, and determine its impact on medical therapies, disease severity, and transmissibility. As we are better able to characterize the variant, its classification may change based on those findings.
Here's where the data currently is. 20 of 50 states have shown an increase of COVID cases every day at 5%. It's not a good number. Meantime, other states like California continue to improve for reasons viewers don't know and can't comprehend. California is about to go into orange tier, one of its least restriction tiers in LA County on Monday. Not particularly clear why California is improving while other states are going the other direction. But Dr. Walensky admits that when you look at B117, the variant, the London variant, there's not enough data to know whether that now dominant variant in the United States could cause a surge of the virus across the board. Ultimately, Wall Street's message is very clear. It's concerned about a couple issues, and a couple of those issues are not embedded into the market. The first issue is a resurgence of the virus. If there's a resurgence of the virus, Wall Street does not have that embedded into the trading predictions. It also does not have embedded in the trading predictions growth of the magnitude we saw on Friday. So you could see Wall Street dramatically up, or the Treasury yields, the 10-year Treasury notes up. You could also see the stock market go the other direction if the Treasury yields are too high. Also not embedded into the predictions of Wall Street is what will happen if there's massive tax raises from the federal government. In the fourth stimulus package, the president has proposed a series of tax raises, and those tax raises are not particularly embedded into the ideals of what's going on in those fourth stimulus package. That fourth stimulus package will provide a series of tax increases: capital gains taxes, individual taxes, wealth taxes, also inheritance taxes as well. And the question is whether or not the economy is robust enough to suffer those and endure those tax increases. On Friday, the president addressed the issue about raising taxes and the fourth stimulus. Let's listen to what he had to say.
To form this historic cabinet. This is the first in American history the cabinet that looks like America. That's what we promised we were going to do, and we've done it. And I'm grateful that the Senate acted in a bipartisan way at a modern record speed to get the cabinet confirmed.
Later, the president addressed how the fourth stimulus package is needed to get passed. Let's listen to what he had to say in that briefing on Friday.
And I think I want to thank them in advance for the role they're going to play with this added assignment I'm asking them to take on. And we'll be discussing that today, and among other things. And one of those other things, our administration, is a commitment to Buy American, the plan we're putting forward, to make sure that when the government is spending taxpayers' money, that they're spending it on American-made goods, American corporations, and American employees. Today, I'm directing every member of the cabinet, I mean this sincerely, everyone, to take a hard look at their agency spending and make sure it follows my Buy American standard, which we set out in January. I'm going to ask you all to report back to me at the next cabinet meeting, and now we've got a lot of business to do and get done. I thank the press for being here, but talk to you all later. Thank you.
The president also addressed during that briefing the issue of how quickly fourth stimulus could get to the finish line. Here's what's important to understand when we're talking about fourth stimulus. The package will be drafted by the president and introduced to the American people in the next few days. It will not have reoccurring stimulus checks in there. Those will be put in by the senators, Democratic senators, when it lands in the Senate. The question is how quickly the bill could get to the Senate from where it is right now. The president has a big issue at hand, and the issue is the growing of the economy. And if you try to push a lot of narratives at the same time, it could be confusing. Those reoccurring stimulus checks remain a big issue because monthly stimulus checks are needed now. But if you wait too long for the bill to get to the Senate, it may be too late. Ultimately, you want this bill to be in the Senate as soon as possible. It's now, once again, the time for the Purple Power to push. Purple Power, take this video and share it on social media. Share it and tag your elected officials. Say, get this fourth stimulus package bill to the Senate and do those hashtag MSCs. Do those hashtag reoccurring stimulus checks. We need this bill in the Senate as soon as possible. Here's the rub. The president on Friday and his press secretary on Friday talked about speaking to the Republicans over the next few weeks. You don't want the next few weeks. Why? Because that will just delay the finality of getting the bill to the finish line. Mitch McConnell, head of the Republicans in the Senate, and Kevin McCarthy, head of the Republicans in the House, said Friday they're not going to support the bill. They will oppose it and go to all lengths to oppose the bill. With that, the president should take the bill, push it right out the door, and get it done in the House, send it to the Senate. Once in the Senate, those Democrats who want to give you recurring stimulus checks can do that, and can do it no less than 60 months, 60 days out from now. But if you wait to August, if you wait to September, with 8 million jobs missing and potentially 2 million jobs being restored per month, you could see the growth back to this economy and the question of whether those recurring stimulus checks get out the door fast enough before the economy's rebounded. Meantime, there's a lot of other money about to go live in the third stimulus package, whether it's rent, utilities, food, internet, whether it's that EIDL, whether it is anything else that really fascinates you. I will be with you over the next few days and weeks as we ensure that we get that money across the board. The big news as we go into Monday, of course, is reaction to this jobs numbers. Is this the latest of a series of big numbers that are about to hit, or was this an anomaly? As we know that checks are landing on Wednesday, and as we know on Monday, we're going to see the impact of these huge job numbers. The question is how quickly we can get to the finish line. And together as a family, we can do it. If you've not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've been in the live chat with you. Say hi. I forgot to mention that. Say hi. I've been in the live chat with you tonight, so I really appreciate all your interactivity. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. If you missed any videos that were archived on the channel today, go catch them. Also, like this video. It really helps in the algorithm rankings. And with that, consider becoming a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. As we go into the nighttime, it's a big night across the board. There's so much great stuff happening next week. So stay with me. I will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. with EIDL, followed by 6:30 with FPUC, and then finally 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Early Mornings LA. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay of LA for more.